Baby Ray, Big Mad. You know what I mean? He known to, you know what I mean, knock old sheriff out or two.
Be very careful who you talk to, because you'll never know who the informant is, who the cooperating witness may be, and you never know somebody who was a friend today may have been flipped the night before and become your enemy tomorrow.
About humanity, putting truth in these lines, while they busy feeding lies. When you got that tunnel vision, gotta open up your eyes. Wake up and go to sleep. Man, I'm praying all times. And to my guys, ain't no other side. This for my brothers, I'ma pray with y'all shine. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Yeah, you already know.
Depending on the lessons, some people eat, some people learn. But the game is gonna send you big.
Professor McMill, the Hood Postman. Who I'm here with today?
Big Blue Ragg.
Big Blue Ragg, man. Blue Ragg, for the people that's watching, man, where you from, bro?
Duarte, California, man.
Duarte, California. Did you grow up there?
Yes, sir.
All your life?
Since I was 10 years old.
10 years old. Name the schools.
Maxwell Elementary, which is like right around the corner from me. Like Northview Middle School, 7th and 8th. And then Duarte High School.
So what streets or blocks, could you give a geographical location that the streets that you maintain here in Duarte?
From Mountain, Broderick, Goodall, Wesley Grove, Flagstone, mainly from Duarte Road on down to like Shrove. That's the main area I frequent, but I was moving all around Duarte growing up. I done lived all around Duarte and Monrovia. Because these like twin cities, Duarte and Monrovia, low end and high end. I lived in Monrovia as well, but I went to all Duarte schools, but I've lived in Monrovia later on in life as an adult, but I was all around here.
At 10 years old, what was the life in Duarte? What was it like?
It was like something I never seen. It was like something I just immediately fell into it, because prior to that, I was like moving around a lot, because mom was in the Army. So once I moved here when I was 10, as soon as I went to school, I was like, I met a couple partners of mine, and became like brothers to me later. And they just started like introducing me to the whole neighborhood, to the whole everything, to the city, just telling me everything. I just immediately fell in love. But it was just like real family. It's like real a lot of everybody migrated from the South, mostly Mississippi. And so it was like real family oriented. Everybody grandmothers grew up with each other in the South. Grandparents grew up with each other in the South. So when they meet you as a youngster, first thing they ask you, if they don't notice you from your from the genetics, the family resemblance, first thing they would ask you would be like, who your peoples? You'd be like, oh, my grandmother, Miss such and such, my mama, and they'd be like, oh, okay. So it was like that small town type, everybody knew each other, everybody was related one way or another. Everybody saw each other, everybody, everybody business, but in a good way. And then, so it was like real family orientated, man. And, it was like something, it was unique. And it was something I just felt embraced, something I just fell in love at 10 years old. And I was like, this home,
So at 10 years old, is that when you came off the porch, or that's when you
it was like pretty much, right back.
Observing.
Oh, it was like from between like 11. Yeah, it was by like 11, it was like right within, it was like it was kind of like a natural thing where it just transitions. Once because my partners I met in elementary school, we in the 6th grade, all their older brothers and uncles and shit was already like, they was in these streets, you know what I mean? They was already gangbanging, selling dope. So they was already, you know, when you in elementary school, you know how kids are fascinated with what their older brothers and uncles and shit doing. So they telling me, you know what I mean, all about the set, about do-rock, this and that. So yeah, I was all off the porch, like pretty much off the dribble, you know.
Who was that one individual that had that indelible impression upon your personality that kind of like, man, I like the way he walked, his style, his language, and his cripping is just like.
Okay, that was Baby Ragg.
Talk to me about Baby Ragg.
That was OG Baby Ragg. He was like, it's so, all right, I'm a perfect example. Like I seen him at the first time as 10, you know what I mean? We had long conversations. You know what I mean? He used to sit me up in his car, talk to me, give me game, you know what I mean? Which he was about like 9 years older than me, I think. And so he was so impressionable to the point where he was, he's rest in peace now. He's deceased. I was only 13 when he left. And he made so much of an impact on me and a lot of things but everything he did was just cool, man. And he had squabble, he had hands, he kept his size up, he stayed fresh, he was about his money. He was young and was a leader. He was a general at a young age, you know what I mean? He had everybody following him, and even older cats, you know what I mean? And he was a leader, man. He was like, he wanted to like, he's the only like undisputed, just all around leader like to us, you know what I mean? Like the undisputed, like, you know what I mean? Like to like, you mention his name, ain't nobody gonna never second guess anything you say, like one of those. Legendary in that sense. And he originated up out of Long Beach, you know what I mean? He came out here as a youngster in right around the time when my OG homies was pretty much like getting the set, you know what I mean, started. So he wanted to hear that first generation to when it was starting, you know what I mean? By him coming out, he already had family out here, you know what I mean? And so, but yeah, everything he did was just, I mean, he had all the ladies, man. He had all the good cars. He was always G'd up every day. Like I said, he was always on swole. Fresh, you know, about his money. It was just everything. Like you say, the way he walked, the way he poured his beer out, when he cracked the 40 out, the way he drove. We drive like that. Crip. I'm talking about the ultimate super Crip. Just like, damn. You know what I mean? He had game to it. And he used to tell me, don't just, you know what I mean, love the way you cripping and love it too, but don't just be out here and it would be about your money too. So he telling me, I'm hearing this 11, 12 years old. I'm so, you know how you were like a sponge as a kid. And I'm like, wow, he was just the ultimate super Crip to me. So, you know what I mean? It's been a few, but for that one, yeah, Baby Ragg, man. Reginald Ross.
The real don't come from plastic, it just new to them.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
The real is the real. And that's what we try to give that real authentic side of what it is based on different tribes and sections, right? Because the out-of-towners, they don't necessarily have it, but they don't have it.
Yeah. They grow up different. It's different.
Right. So who was the founders?
He was one of them, like I say, OG Bumperjack, Deke, LJ.
Yeah, I was in the pen with Deke.
Yep, Baby Ragg. Yeah, Bumperjack and Deke was brother. Deke, Crook, and Bump. You was asking me about Crook too. Deke and Crook. All right, yeah. Bump is in between Deke and Crook. Crook is the youngest. They all, you know what I mean, they all look alike. And Bump was the ultimate bully, like he just came home from doing the time. Of course, he ain't, you know what I mean, on that same type of hype, but he's still here and he still love this. This all he know. You know what I mean? So it was, yeah, LJ, Bump.
Was Ray in there?
Baby Ragg is, Ray is Baby Ragg's uncle. Like older brother. You know what I mean? So of course. You know what I mean? So you see how that go? I was gonna say that too, and I forgot you asked me about Ray. When I was asking about Baby Ragg, that's his little brother.
Ray,
right. Yeah, OG Mad, yeah, Baby Ray. OG Baby Ray, that's where Baby Ragg come from, Baby Ray. From Ray. That's crazy how it all come together. You feel me? Because all my OG homies, they was putting the baby in front of their name. Because that was something unique that like other Crip hoods.
Yeah, that was the era for the babies.
Yeah.
The era for the dogs and the lokes and so on.
You know how, and so they came with the babies. So, and one that stuck, and they called Baby Ray. It came from, you know what I mean, Big Mad. So yeah, C Night, LJ, Baby Ragg, Ace Loco.
Okay.
Those founders right there. Bumperjack.
So do y'all have a park in your section?
Yeah, it's not too far from here called Pamela Park.
Pamela Park?
Yeah.
And how was that? What goes on? What you guys when you go
you know
to
the regular growing up back in the day. You know the regular. You know it's all gentrified now, remodeled. They got skate park, all that. It's beautiful now. But I'm saying growing up, you know, it was regular hood ghetto stuff. Government free lunches. You know what I mean, to the kids. Government shit. All we was getting all that same regular hood shit. You know what I mean? You know you gonna go down there and you gonna go squabble up. That's what we all got put on at. You know what I mean? I got a song called Pamela Park. I talk about it. Like, you know, we all got put on, well, at least in the 80s and the 90s we did. That's what I say on the song. You know what I mean? Because, you know, it's different now. Everybody all over the place, spread it out. But when everybody was here, you know what I mean? Because we all was here. And that's what we all got put on. We all had our first fights, you know what I mean? Everything. Played sports, did everything, you know what I mean? Played basketball, you know, the regular growing up. You know what I mean? You get, you know, we exposed to the homies that really kick it. That was like headquarters for us to, like, you always gonna go there. You gonna see the home every day, you know what I mean? Like when you a kid, you going there, you nervous when you going down there first, you know what I mean? You around all the, you know, that type of, you know.
Your first time going into YA or juvenile situation, what year was that and how old were you?
87 and I was 11.
And what was that experience like? Where did you go? Paso Robles?
Well, the first time I just went to the halls, got out a couple times.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? For 87, I only went to the halls.
So where's the halls? Was it
Juvenile Hall Central? East Lake.
Okay,
East Lake. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Never Los Padrinos?
I ain't never, for one, like, it was probably like a day or two I was in LP. I was always in Central, and then they would send me out to Sylmore, out to San Fernando Valley. But I never really, I was only in Los Padrinos like one day. And then I went to camp. Before YA, I went to camp in 91. That was the first time I went to camp. I went to Camp Carl Holden. You know what I mean? And because I had went out to Texas. When I got so banged out at a real young age, when I got out the porch, I dove out the porch and I was full throttle, like full-fledged everything. And so my brother had went into the Army, you know what I mean? And he was out there stationed in El Paso, Texas. So she sent me out there with my brother. He thought he could control me out there. He couldn't do nothing with me. So she ended up sending me back. So I went out there and got locked up out there. And it's like they YA. I did a year out there. And then I started do-rock out there in El Paso, Texas, yeah, back in the like late 80s. You know what I mean?
What was that experience like?
It was pretty much the same for like it was out here, except it was just like they wasn't like how we come in, where you from, what said you from, like that was the only difference. But it was tough kids, a whole lot of fighting, a whole lot of crazy shit, you know what I mean, kids doing wild, because you still kids, even though we little gangsters, but we still, you know what I mean, we still kids, you know what I mean, so you know how that go.
What was your first tattoo?
Right here on my arm, I got deep, because it's always been a controversy with us being GCs or us not being GCs. Some of us push it, some don't. Some love it, some don't. So we always had different acronyms, DRC, DGC, and DRGC. My first handle, you know what I mean, was Lil Rock. I became Blue Ragg at 15. I was Lil Rock. I was up under the OG homie, Big Rock. OG Nutty Rock. We call him Nutty Rock now. It was just Rock. You know what I mean? And so that's what they was pushing. So that was my first tattoo. It was DGC right here. You know what I mean? I was 13.
13. Yeah. Tattoos indicate a verbal or often verbal and nonverbal. They could be nonverbal because you're indicating something. As you begin to explore the tattoo world, what made you go to the face with it?
Because like I said, by me starting so young, at 13, and then like getting them all the way through, I was already like, you know what I mean? I was already like grown and in prison. By the time I was already blasted, super blasted. I always wanted to get my face, but I didn't have the opportunity. And then when I first started getting tattoos like on my arms, it was the homie from Park Village, Samoan homie, and he had no policy, like he put my mom and my daughter name on my neck. He wouldn't put do-rock on my neck. And he wouldn't put no gang stuff on your face. If it's like your mom, your daughter, your kids, he had some he wouldn't do it. I don't care how much you pay him. So I never had opportunity.
Who was he?
Mo.
Mo, okay.
Yeah, Mo from Park Village, the big old Samoan homie.
Shout out to Mo from Park Village.
Shout out to Mo. Yeah, he's like, nah, bro, I ain't gonna put do-rock on your face or your neck. So I was 19, so I ended up getting it a little later. I always knew, and it was something I had told myself, me being super always pushing this my rap career. I was always so serious about it to where like, I was like, man, I'm gonna get my face blasted, to where like, I know it's like, this is what I'm doing. Like everything that I'm doing like independently is what I'm gonna do. Like, I ain't finna do no 9 to 5. Like, I'm finna blast my family. They gonna know how serious it is. Like, it's this or nothing. Like, that was my real reason. But I always wanted to get it. I was like, I became addicted once it became, you know what I mean? Over the years.
The first time you hit the pen, what was your attitude and what was your mindset? How did you come in?
It's kind of normal because I already had been a YA, and then I was already in the Crip module with all my older homies who had been in the pen, so I was already laced. I already knew how to make knives. I already knew how to make pruno. I already was walking water bag. I was already busting down. I was already on swole. When I was 19, I had some dubs. So it wasn't nothing. It was regular. It was like I was just ready to get to it. I had my daughter's mom who was running for me, so I'm ready to get to it, get my grind on, get my visit. I fell right in place. It was nothing. It was like it's sad to say, man, because we talking about being incarcerated, but it's sad to say, man, that it was just like a natural thing for me to fall up. It was nothing. It was regular.
Lock the door.
Cali Miners, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga. Streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products to the fans get me. It's guap off top. Diamond Cartier. That nigga wall won't give a broke.